I start out every presentation I do by thanking you guys, thanking the audience, thanking the event, thanking the people. Everything we do in this room and in our company is always about the people in the company who make it happen every single day. It's rarely, or only a little bit, about the people who are up here. It's always about all the people who are out there on the street. My friend Matt and all the leadership team and Raj Patel and everybody else in Virtual Instruments. They have been great to work with since our first meeting, and that makes a difference for us as a partner and reseller of your organization, as well as for a consumer of your technology. The people in your company that come out and support us and support our customers are what make the difference for us in the marketplace. We value that and we appreciate that, and we offer our thanks. So, who am I? I'm the guy. I run a company down in Southern California. Actually, I'm very privileged to lead a great group of people, kind of about the same size as you guys in terms of revenues, maybe a little smaller in terms of people, but all passionate and committed to technology. But I'm a traveler. I love traveling. I'm a photographer. So all of the pictures you're going to see here are pictures that I have taken along my journeys somewhere along the way. And hopefully I tie them into a story. I like to try to weave things, different parts of the journey along the way into the conversation. And I love technology, and in this picture, I love oysters. So I'm standing in the middle of a bay in Australia, and we're actually picking the oysters out of the water and eating them right then and there. And you can't get it fresher than that. It was a fabulous experience, and I'd recommend it to anybody if you like oysters. If you don't, run. So IDC, I just went to a conference, actually went to a Gartner conference, picked up this little tidbit about IDC. They predict $200 billion in cloud spending by 2018. So that's an interesting statistic because it's a big, big, big ocean. But, and what's not on this chart, but what is pretty commonly acknowledged, the IT spend is about $2 trillion. At that same time on an annual basis, $2 trillion. So cloud is 200 billion, about 10%. What does that mean? That means there's a massive, massive spend in infrastructure, not just hardware, but hardware and software and applications. There is a gravity of on-premise spend that is here and here to stay and not going away anytime soon. Right? It's real. You don't just wave a magic wand. We were just talking about this with Mr. Thompson, and poof, all of a sudden everything is in the cloud. It takes an effort. It takes an army. It takes a huge project plan and an effort in order to get that workload from point A to point B, to manage it, to govern it, to secure it, and to report on that over the long course of time. Right? It's not something that happens right away. It's a huge, 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 vast ocean that you have to manage to in order to deploy IT in a cloud world. And there's a lot of spend happening all the way up and down that ecosystem. Okay? The capability to guarantee performance within an infrastructure, integrated with cloud providers across geographies, is hard. Right? It's a lot harder than putting up a cloud and, hey, I'm going to spin up a virtual machine. I'm going to write some code in Python, see how it works, and then I'm going to tear that thing down 30 minutes later or 2 hours later because I don't really care about it all that much. I got some code on my laptop, it's okay. Right? Enterprises who are looking for cloud providers, who are looking for cloud solutions, who are looking for infrastructure providers, are looking for companies that can deploy both. Not just on-premise, but off-premise in the cloud, dedicated, private, hybrid, right? Moving workloads back and forth. It's hard to do, it's complex, and it's likely to remain complex for the next 10 years. Right? The network does not exist yet to extend seamlessly client networks and cloud networks to each other and connect them together securely or in an encrypted state. Right? Those things don't exist, otherwise Sony wouldn't have been hacked. Right? We all know that little lesson that happened a couple weeks ago. North Korea, they have some interesting technology. But the point is, it's hard to do. Right? And clients who are out there are looking for companies who can not only help them manage that, but who can help them deliver performance and guarantee a performance characteristic across all of those infrastructures. Right? Virtual Instruments helps clients do that. right? It helps them guarantee on-premise, I want to deliver this performance metric to this application set or this environment, and I want to do it off-premise to providers and cloud providers who have that infrastructure performance management application and technology suite consumed and deliverable. Those clients can consume it there too. They can have a seamless approach to their infrastructure and deliver the exact performance they want when they need it. Right? No more noisy neighbors. Everybody know what noisy neighbors are? Okay, you're a cloud provider. You put up 50 VMs in one set of infrastructure. One guy goes bananas and consumes 99% of the resources. The other 49 suffer a painful death. Right? You can't do that when you're running an ERP system for a hospital. Right? You can't have that happen. All right, they have to deploy, manage, govern, secure workloads. They have to measure, ensure it performs. And that's hard. I said it's hard. It's rock star capabilities, right? You guys are the rock stars. You have the rock star technology, right? You have the capabilities to do that. Your reporting technology, your reporting engines allow us to view real time what's going on and allow us to trend that over the course of time and allow us to do that on-premise with our clients. We can actually dial in and look at their systems. Dial in is what a terrible word that is. It's from 1994, right? We can log into their networks, authenticate to their networks, and look at the reports on-premise. We can consume that and consolidate that with information that's going on within our cloud premise, within our cloud product, and then we can actually blend those two together to show a client, hey, this is what we're delivering to you. This is the performance metrics you're getting across your entire environment. Okay? Who can do that? This little guy was in my backyard. We have a family of owls that nests on our house every year. And the owls, by the way, in a very relevant paradigm, the owls that we have, they're called great horned owls. These things are cute when they're about this big and trained killers when they're about this big. We get a lot of presents around our house as a result of these guys hanging out. But we also have a very nominal problem with any rodents in our house also as a result. But this is who can do it. You guys can, right? We can. We deliver this to our clients on a day-to-day basis. We use your technology to do that. Our engineers are trained on it. And again, when we're talking to a client, it's not just about what we're doing in our cloud. It's not just about our cloud. It's about how do those architectures integrate. Here's the real trick, and I think some gentleman I can't remember I talked to out there, and I apologize, there's a lot of names I met already today, but he said, well, what's the differentiator? Who's key? Why would a customer go to key? Well, first of all, why do clients bank, what does people bank at credit unions? Personal service, right? Local attention, knowledge of their business, right? Big fish in a smaller pond. All of those things are good reasons, but there's another much more valuable reason. When we have the kind of enterprise capabilities delivered in our cloud, and we can show that and demonstrate that to our clients, we can generate more value out of every contract. Clients will pay a premium to know that their environments are measured and managed and guaranteed certain characteristics. They will pay that premium. This provides differentiation in the marketplace, and enterprise cloud is different than a public cloud service. Public cloud services typically are built on hardware that is common, 10,000 of them in a rack. They're built by somebody in a group of people in Taiwan. They ship them over here. They don't come with drivers. They don't come with anything. No support, no capabilities. They're built to fail. If they lose one, they got 9,943 more of them. They don't care, right? Well, if you're running a finance application on that's running your business, you care a lot. You don't ever want that system to go down. You want to do everything you can to prevent it from going down. Because the reality of the IT world that we all live in right now, and we're probably going to live in for 10 more years, is that applications have not been written to scale out over 1,000 pieces of hardware. Most apps are written to scale up. They're written for single system images. Right? They don't have distributed code. The databases are all written on Microsoft SQL, or they're written on Oracle. They're not tuned to rack. They're not tuned to scale out across many systems. Programmers are still programmers. They want to write for themselves. They don't want to write in an environment. Only the largest companies do that, and not too many of those. As long as that world exists, scale-up reliability is paramount, And think of all the history of IT spend that's out there in applications that have been written this way that still exist. I have a client, pretty big client. It's not a virtual instruments client. We're trying to change that. And we had a little conversation with them pretty recently, about a year ago now. And they have a particular application that has been in their enterprise for 15 years. It's on legacy hardware, and they did a big upgrade, and it was a challenge, and you know, it was just a pain, but it all went well. But it's one of these things. It's monolithic, and you know, the guy, you know, he would get rid of it tomorrow if he could. So I asked him. I had lunch with him, and I said, "Hey, why don't you get rid of this? It's not your favorite thing in the whole world. You don't like it. You're the CTO. Make that call." He says, "There's zero ROI to do it. It's so ingrained in our infrastructure that in order to replace that one system, it runs the logistics business, it's going to cost us $10 million. It costs us $600,000 to do the systems upgrade. 10 million, 600 grand. They're not going to ever replace that. Maybe they'll do it in 10 more years. Right? But that's an example. That system built to scale up, not to scale out. Right? That reality exists in every client I've been to in the last 2 years, and I talk to about 100 clients a year. I'm always on the road, always in front of the clients, always talking to them, always listening to what they have to say. Okay, another guy I found in my backyard. This was about a little 9-inch snake. I did pick him up with a stick, got him worked out for a little while, put him up on a rock, took a few pictures, took a few jump backs when he was striking at me. Ultimately, he tired out. He didn't really want any part of me, and I let him go off in the fields. But we talked a little bit about noisy neighbors. Few provide these capabilities. I don't know if how many cloud providers you have, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 who run the virtual wisdom platform in it, but there's only a handful. It's differentiating. We can talk about it with our clients. We can show them what comes out. We can show them the technology and why it makes a difference to their enterprise. These things have value in the sales process. But more to the point, this is more of a picture about competition, right? The wolf is always at the door. The snake is always in your backyard. Right? I live in Southern California. We've got a lot of rattlers that show up and I live kind of a little bit in the hills. I see them about 2 times a month, and we shuttle them off to the far hills. But the wolf's always at the door. Our competition, cloud providers, they're out there. You guys have competition out there. We need to go and be on the money, right? We need to go make sure the technology is pervasively deployed. Certainly helps our cause in the marketplace, certainly helps your cause in the marketplace, as much as we can do to resell the technology to our customers. And we have some pretty big clients out there. This gentleman who is up on the screen on the video earlier, Bobby Darrell from Cheetah Software, he's a pretty small client, but his software drives a team of logistics organizations that deliver organs to hospitals. So I really don't want my cloud to go down, right? Because I want to make sure that the liver gets there in time, right? But this is the reality, and when you think about infrastructure and when you think about enterprise-grade technology in the terms of, do you want to be in a hospital when their systems fail because they haven't deployed your technology to find a problem or to help them diagnose a problem before it occurs? It's more than cost avoidance, right? In some cases, it's keeping people alive. And that's the way that I like to think about things when we go and talk to our clients. And he's pretty passionate about that, right? And I could tolerate a lot of stuff internally, but man, our clients and your clients, they come first, and they have to, and the technology solutions we deliver must reflect that. And not just at scale, right? Scale, obviously, there's a lot more money, you can get it, but also in those mid-range hospitals, those clients who need that kind of capability, but maybe it's out of their reach. If it can be consumed in a shared model like a cloud, so much the better. And especially if it could be extended in a hybrid format, even better than that. All right. I told you we get a lot of presents. So this guy was out in my backyard and he was hunting, and he found some dinner. I told you I'd get you all fired up, and this is the way I want to do it. Be the owl in this picture, not the rat. Be the owl, right? We got to go. We have competition. We have to go sell. We have to go make a difference in the marketplace. Those are the things I wake up every day. This particular picture won a National Geographic Award for Best Picture of the Day back in about 2 years ago. So with that, I'll leave you on that note. This is actually Key Cloud. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate the opportunity to speak.